Hey everybody, it's Mark Saunders with Saunders Property Management. So we have a condo just down the street from our office here that we have just rented. The tenants will be moving in a few days. So I thought I'd take you along with me, show you some tips and tricks, things that we look for. If you're an investor, I'm going to give you some tips here on what to look for if you're buying a new investment property. So I thought I'd have you ride along with me. Come on, let's go for a ride. So actually, before we head in, let me show you this. This is another good thing to look for if you're looking at a condo unit. Check out the outside air conditioning units. So you see different types of air conditioners here. This means the units have been replaced, which I'll explain inside when we talk about the water heater. But the one in the middle, that's probably original. So if you're buying one, you want to know, is that the original system? Because if they don't all look the same, that means they're going out and they're having to be replaced more often. So you can see pretty much everyone on this building has been replaced, but two, just another thing to look for. You see this white pipe that goes halfway up the building? What that is a radon system. Now, what is radon? Radon is a colorless, odorless gas that comes from breaking down of uranium in the soil underneath it. Luck of the draw if a place has it. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer behind smoking. Actually, more people per year die in the US from radon than drunk driving. So it's a very big deal. You will never know that you have it unless you get it tested. But if you see one of those sticking out of the building, especially if you're on the bottom floor, you want to get it checked for radon. Always a good idea to do a radon test when you get the property inspected from a home inspector. In our area, it's around $100, $150 to do a radon test. All this system is they drill holes on the side of the building. They attach piping that actually pulls that gas from underneath the building. It's like a souped up bathroom vent fan connected to it, and then the pipe releases the gas up in the air so it's not in the building. So that is a radon system. Now that you know what it is, you'll notice them everywhere. All right, so here we are. We are in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. This is the Deacon Ridge neighborhood right here in Winston-Salem. So here's some tips and all I'm going to show you. If you're looking to buy investment property in a condo area, townhouse, HOA, I actually made another video, you can check it out here, talking about the 3 different types of investment properties and the types of things you can buy into. So if you're looking at a condo investment, here's a couple things just to keep in mind. First off, when you come in the door, and I'll show you the whole unit here and everything, they have this intercom phone system. So when you're buying condos in a certain neighborhood and all, keep an eye out for special stuff like this that was installed when they built the property. The reason why, these are almost impossible to find parts for. So as they start going out, it's going to be harder and harder to fix these. This one, I'm not even sure. It probably doesn't work. And I know we've called the HOA a lot to get these replaced, but they just don't make them anymore. So there's a tip. If you're in a condo, look for specialty things that's put in, very hard to find parts for. So here's a tip I'll tell you about the fireplace, gas. So this unit has gas logs, gas hot water heater, which I'm going to show you about the water heater in just a minute, things to watch for. But a lot of people don't realize if you have gas logs in your house, and depending on your area, but gas logs in your house, the gas company will actually come out and start them, kind of give them a service for free. So we always tell tenants when it's time to light the gas logs, have the gas company come out, get them started for you, they're good to go. Here's something to really look for, and I manage a lot of property in this development, so I kind of know what things to look for. This is an Apollo water heater. So the thing with it is this actually connects to your furnace. Very hard to get parts for these. Actually, the way I understand it, Apollo is not even in business anymore. So these are really hard. This one still works. You can tell it's got some age on it and everything. But if this type of water heater goes out, you have to also replace your heating and air system. So keep that in mind if you're going to buy something with a direct vent like Apollo system. It's very expensive. You can actually look, we'll show you when we walk around the outside of the properties. The year these were built, a lot of the air conditions had to be replaced. This is one of the original ones. So if you're looking at buy something like this, know the type of water heater you're looking at. This is where home inspection really comes into play to know what you're going to be looking at to replace that. These are expensive to fix. There's 2 areas pretty much in every rental house that you kind of got to look for that's more likely to have damage than anywhere else. Kitchens and baths. And the reason why is you enter an element that's very destructive to anything water. So whenever you have water, you got to pay attention in the bathrooms and kitchen, because a small little leak can cause all kinds of damages. So in here, everything's good. We've already checked it all out. If you're looking at buying a property, always look underneath the sink, look for any types of signs of leaking. And one thing a lot of people don't think about is the ice maker to the refrigerator. So I have seen whole places flooded because the ice line broke. Or here's a tip too, if your tenant's moving out, make sure they do not cut the power off, or if they do, definitely make sure they empty out the ice maker, because I have seen properties before the tenant moves out, they get the power cut off a day or two early, the ice melts, floods out of the freezer all over your floor. Now you're replacing kitchen floor because it flooded and warped on you. So there's a tip. Hopefully we'll save you some money. Told you the tip about the water heater. This is another thing too. Look at the type of thermostat that you have. Here's a tip if you want to know the type of heat in a unit. So this has gas heat. So anytime you have a gas thermostat, it's going to say heat, cool. If you have a heat pump, it's going to say auxiliary heat, because there's an additional setting. So just by looking at the thermostat, 9 times out of 10, you can tell what type of heat your system has. This one has heat, cool. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be gas. And you can tell that unit has some age on it just because look at how the thermostat looks. So just by looking at the thermostat, you can tell the type of heat, and you can tell how old your unit is. As you can tell by that one, General Electric, old school thermostat, this unit's probably got some age on it. All right, so another area, because you now have water, that you got to watch for, the laundry room, washer and dryer area. So the tip I will tell you here, spend a little extra more money, get the stainless steel braided washer and dryer connections. If you have them, this unit's not sure. They've got the old plastic ones here. We probably need to look at getting those replaced. Go with the stainless steel. They last a whole lot longer, and you don't have to worry about them breaking apart like the plastic ones will. Also, make sure your drain line for the washing machine is properly connected. I've seen units completely get flooded because the drain off the washing machine pops off and blows water everywhere. So this one is, this one is zip tied to the washer or the water connection. Shouldn't have that problem here. These are all tips that hopefully your property manager is going to save you a lot of money in the long run. Things that are very important to real estate law is smoke detectors. So I have mentioned we have gas hot water, we have gas furnace at this property, we have gas logs. Because we have all of that, you got to have a carbon monoxide detector. So we have one carbon monoxide detector, and there's smoke detectors, one in the main area, the hallway here, one in every bedroom. That's real estate law. These are direct wire smoke detectors. So the room here is compliant with all the smoke detectors and everything. So going into the bathroom, here's a tip I will give you that will save you a lot of money, and it's just have it. I've gone into so many houses. We do it all the time, especially if it's a new property that we're looking for. And that's when you walk into the bathroom, give the toilet a bump with your knee. Now this sounds funny, but come around here, let me show you. So typically what I do when I'm walking through a property the first time is I just kind of bump the toilet a little bit. Now, why do I do that? There's so many properties that I've seen that the seal gets loose in the toilet. So every time that toilet flushes, you get water in between the toilet and the floor, which will eventually rot out your subfloor, it'll ruin your floor, and can eventually cause issues from the unit below you. So if that ever moves or bumps a little bit whenever you shake it, that means it's time for a new wax seal, reseal the toilet. 25 bucks tops, just saved you a lot of money in flooding and damages. So back in the back bedroom here, another bathroom. So typically I'll walk through, bump the toilet with it. This one's good to go. Smoke detectors added into this bedroom. Looks like we put a new one in. So this unit's pretty much ready to go. It's been cleaned. I did notice a stain in the carpet in the front coming in. You might have saw it on the video. We'll document that so the tenant knows it was here before they moved in. So those are some tips. If you get into the habit of looking for those, that can save you a lot of money in the long run, and hopefully keep you from having a lot of problems with your tenant in the near future. Let me know what you think. If you have any other tips or comments, leave them below. Would love to hear them. Thanks for checking it out.